Are you tired of looking like this after a night on Prizepicks? For the price of that Big Mac combo you chowed down on this week, get access to hundreds of picks. Connect your Discord to WAP with the link in the description and be added straight to the premium Discord. We'll be sending every single Prizepicks slip we place.
Let's get some prize picks in today, guys. Last night's picks went 1 and 5, and if we check the stack by stack, the Pelicans stack hit, but in the wrong direction. So how we both went under on these, they would have obviously both went green. And then for Giannis and Lillard got his stats corrected maybe 1 or 2 times. So he actually did have 8 assists at a point, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe he had 7 and got 1 taken away. But this stack did not pan through. And as for the New England one, unfortunately, Devontae Parker was out, so that obviously is going to bring more targets and receptions for Hunter Henry. And then in general, just New England did really well last night, so Bailey did go over. But again, had we gone over, this stack would have hit. So that's kind of how I'm visualizing this. And I show you a video from last week just to kind of prove my point here. So in Portland, I took the under stack on Grant and Ayton, and they both hit in the same direction. Rozier and Bridges both hit in the same direction. And then Murray and Trae Young both hit in the same direction. I'm grabbing assists, points, assists, right? So that's kind of the idea here. So even though this actually looks really bad, it's kind of good. It's showing you the power in stacking players together. So Bailey and Henry, I have a bit of a different strategy from most people on YouTube, maybe pretty much 90% of the YouTubers out there. So if it's a bit confusing to you guys, you're going to keep learning if you keep watching the videos. We got onto the board for today, and I have 3 more stacks, right? So that's how I play here. I like to put stacks together 2, 2, 2. So rather than hitting 6 individual players, I'm actually only hitting 3 individual stacks on the same team. The first stack is going to be the Charlotte-Toronto game here, and we're going to kick it off with Miles Bridges on the under 20.5 points, and we're also going to grab OG Anunoby on the under 14.5 points, and we're going to stack them respectively with Siakam under 5.5 assists and Terry Rozier under 7 assists, and I'll show you the logic on this. So on Miles Bridges, his points total consensus is juiced towards that minus 125 on the under 20.5 points. So a lot of sportsbooks are basically saying the under 20.5 is more likely than not to hit. So on top of that, we have Rozier set at 7 assists rather than 6.5, which I really like. At 6.5, the over is definitely to play, but at 7, he pushed this in the past 2 games, and just general consensus is that 6.5 is where he should be at. That's where he opened, that's where he still is. So we're getting that half point extra on price picks. So we're going to grab the under, and we're going to stack that with Miles Bridges, of course. Now in terms on the Toronto team, we got OG Anunoby also juiced towards that under like Miles Bridges, and he has not been really clearing this really recently at all. This is 2 in the past like 10 games, I believe. Then Pascal Siakam on the under 5.5 assists is very juiced towards that under 5.5. So I could see this getting moved to 5 assists if you see this video a bit later, but under 5.5 is definitely to play. I wouldn't take it at 5. So you can see even in the past games, these guys have pretty much always hit together. So green, red, 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 red until the Cleveland game. So Cleveland game is the only one that did not hit together. So in the past 4 they have, and then Chicago and Indiana, they also hit together. So that's in the past 6 out of 7 games, they went in the same direction. And especially on these unders, I'm really liking that. So that is the logic for this first game. Also, the spread is at minus 5.5. Nothing crazy, but if there is a blowout, hopefully people are getting benched in the last 6, 7, 8 minutes. And that's all the starters we're putting on this lineup. So, of course, that's going to greatly help our slip cash easier. The last stack is one we took earlier this week and it almost hit. And that was on Zach Collins on the over 12.5 points with Keldon Johnson on the over 3.5 assists. Now, Keldon Johnson's 3.5 assist prop is very good. Juiced towards minus 135. This is another one like Siakam that I could see getting bumped up to 4. But at 3.5, definitely a take. And with Zach Collins, similar concept to OG, but on the reverse. You can see his points total is actually juiced towards the over at minus 120. So that's going to be the slip for tonight. 80 into 2K there. Let's try to get this one.